Week now, the U.S. and its allies have had their hands full with Iran's swarms of attack drones. Iran's Shahed 136 drones are easy to produce and relatively cheap at about $20,000 apiece. Stopping them is expensive, with America's Patriot and THAAD interceptors costing millions of dollars. Let's bring in Dr. Rebecca Grant, National Security and Military Analyst and Lexington Institute Vice President. I guess the good news here, Dr. Grant, is that there are fewer and fewer of those Shahed drones being launched from Iran.
Yes, the drone threat is dropping, and from a tactical perspective, Iran's drones cannot stop Operation Epic Fury. John, we have a very deep bench of counter-drone systems. It starts with our fighter jets from the forward up in the mid, all the way down the Gulf states, and then the pinpoint defenses. In addition to Patriot and THAAD, there's a whole long list because the U.S. technology has been knocking down these Iranian drones over Ukraine in the hands of Ukrainians for years. And I'm talking Coyote, Vampire, NASAMS, Frankensams, SlamRam, Mirops, just a partial list of the types of counter-drone systems that may have been pushed forward and are really taking a toll on Iran's launch rates.
But the Iranians have suggested they have help from the Russians, that the Russians are helping them perhaps find targets for these drones.
More than suggested, Iran's foreign minister has bragged about their military cooperation. But I'm telling you, Russia cannot save Iran with this information. A couple overhead satellites aren't going to do it. They may be trying to pass coordinates or tactical characteristics, but it's not working. Iran hardly has anything left to fire, and we are so able to suppress these drones, either kinetically by hitting them or with electromagnetic jamming, that the U.S. and our allied partners really have the upper hand, and Russia is not making an impact here on a military scale.
I know that the Israelis have been working on lasers that can bring down drones, and apparently they've had some success with that. That's a very cheap way of intercepting very cheap drones.
Yes, that's one thing. They've started to field that system. Of course, the U.S. has researched this as well. But the big thing is, just as you point out, we need more effectors, more interceptors. The Ukrainians have made some interceptors, too. But it is really the U.S. technology that ties together the detection, the surveillance, the tracking, and then the ability not just to hit individual drones, but to go after the drone swarms. And I think after this combat operation, we are going to hear a lot of amazing stories from the fighter jets, including the Brits, who shot down drones, including Carrier Air Wing 9 on the Ford, so many across the land bases, too, and then a lot of the use of these very innovative systems. And we're going to see that capability grow in U.S. forces. And the good news is the drone launches really are down. It's never going to go to zero. This is a combat zone, but the U.S. has the upper hand against these drones.
Caroline Leavitt, the White House spokeswoman, says that the neighboring states are angry at Iran, and with good reason. They've been launching those drones at their neighbors. Listen.
The mere fact that Iran is now pointing their capabilities at their Gulf partners in the region who have tried to remain neutral and at peace with them for many years, they're targeting civilians. It just underscores the point that this operation was necessary, not just to protect the American people and our assets and troops and bases in the region, but also to ensure a truly safe and prosperous Middle East for the rest of the world.
Iran, I don't know, I guess they thought they were going to bring in or, maybe start World War III or something as a result of attacking their neighbors, but it's really backfired on them, has it not?
Oh, yes. Iran's choice to go to war with their neighbor across the strait, the UAE, to send that many drone attacks and missile attacks, it's unbelievable. And they've attacked on an arc really all the way from Azerbaijan right down through Oman, of course, all the Gulf states as well. It's an incredibly bad decision, and I think it's really hardened the resolve in the region and in the world to absolutely wipe out Iran's military capability. And that military metric, that is the measure of success for Operation Epic Fury, and they're doing a good job so far.
The U.S. CENTCOM is issuing a warning to Iranian citizens. Here's how it reads. It says the Iranian regime is using heavily populated civilian areas to conduct military operations, including launching those one-way attack drones and ballistic missiles This dangerous decision risks the lives of all civilians in Iran, since locations used for military purpose lose protected status and could become legitimate military targets under international law. They're taking a page for what Hamas and Hezbollah have been doing, hiding military assets in civilian areas.
Yes, and I'm glad Admiral Cooper has put that out. That means if there is a drone launch around Esfahan or one of Iran's big cities and it pops up as a dynamic target to U.S. aircraft or shooters that are in the area, but Iran has chosen to put it near their own civilians. But as we know, John, Iran does not care about killing their own civilians, and they're willing to risk their civilian lives again to continue these drone attacks. And the drones are scary. They've caused casualties. They've caused damage, but they are small warheads. They are not militarily effective from a tactical perspective, and Iran is not going to stop Operation Epic Fury with these drones.
Dr. Rebecca Grant, thanks for your expertise.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.